Hi guys, doing hopefully good. So here's something a little different on the channel. I'm kind of reacting to some stuff. Figured it might be fun to check out this video by MandJTV called 12 most famous Pokemon memes. I've been seeing other YouTubers in fact react to his stuff. And I also like his content. I think what stuff he put up on his main and place channels are neat. So yeah. Yes, I guess let's start this video now.
Webster's dictionary defines meme as internet joke go brrrr. But most memes are fleeting. Today, even the most popular of memes tend to only stick around for about a week. But there are some Pokemon memes that have stood the test of time. Since I am somewhat of an expert on them, I've had a series called Pokemon Meme Review for over 6 years, I wanted to cover the most impactful of these internet-shaping phenomena. These are the 12 most iconic Pokemon memes, ordered from least to most iconic. We begin by delving into the ancient texts. A meme that originated in 2010. This was during one of the earlier eras of internet memes, where basically all of them were an image with white impact font on the top and bottom, and the image itself determined the premise of the joke. This format came to be known as advice animals, named after the initial version Advice Dog, and included classic hits such as Velociraptor, Bad Luck Brian, Overly Attached Girlfriend, Scumbag Steve, Socially Awkward Penguin, Ridiculously Photogenic Guy, and Unhelpful School Teacher. If you're too young to remember this era, I need to stress to you that these were so prevalent that when someone used the term meme, almost always they were referring to this image format specifically. They were synonymous with the term meme. They're a massive reason why the term meme got so popular, and since meme lifespans were much longer back then, advice animals had a choke.
Yeah, quick little thing here. At first I didn't know what that word was. I was like, what the heck is this word? Is this meme? Or what memes? What is this?
Hold on the internet for like 5 years. As these grew in popularity, specific fandoms made their own versions. And since Pokemon was already huge at the time, its own specific advice animal was inevitable. Enter number 12, Advice Oak. Advice Oak, the name coming from, of course, Advice Animals and Professor Oak, is simply Professor Oak's face on a background of red, blue, and gray beams with Advice Animal text above and below. The template's joke premise is essentially bad Pokemon logic, which is sometimes specific to Professor Oak, but not always. Catch Pokemon in the middle of the ocean. You must use a machine to teach it how to swim. Hospitals are free. Lemonade, $350. Has loving grandson that he knew since the grandson was a baby. What was his name again? I spent my whole life researching Pokemon. Take my Pokedex with you, it's empty. Battle in desert. Use dive. I put this meme in this video because while it is long past its prime, it was a Pokemon-specific advice animal. And advice animals were memes. Our next meme is significantly more recent. It originated in early 2019, and I think it's easiest to explain if I just play the video. This video, titled He Walk, is what spawned number 11, Furret Walk. YouTuber Narpy posted this video of Furret's adorable walking animation, accompanied by SoundCloud user Rakora's rendition of the Accumulatown theme. The YouTube video currently has almost 2 million views. It went viral on Twitter too, but it seems the original tweet is gone, so I don't know the stats on it. This video is adorable, wholesome, and fantastic, but this video alone does not qualify it for iconic meme status. And what follows.
Let me kind of predict what it's gonna say. It's gonna, as I know this one as well. It's the one that, I guess the kind of live stream where the Furret just walks on like an escalator for like the longest time waiting for the Diamond and Pearl remakes release. Is it that one?
Or what enshrined it in history. First, there were tons of edits to the original video. Some were simply longer versions, but many got more creative. such as Furret Walk Around the World, which has more views than the original He Walk.
Oh, dang.
There was Furret walking in the rain for 10 hours. And of course, Furret expands to infinity. But what stands out to me were the live streams.
There it is.
There were a few different ones, but the premise
I
was
only
the
know
same.
one. That's interesting.
Furret on an escalator until
it's this
Diamond and
one.
Pearl remakes are released. The
Goodness, that's crazy. Get that.
content of the streams was, as the title said, Furret walking up an escalator. This Game Rant article says the original was started by Anoith in May of 2019, and then someone named 11 Pixels started one as well, which seems to have been the one to gain the most attention. I also found one that had been streamed by Titolus Memes. None of the original live stream recordings appear to have survived, since they streamed too long for YouTube to save the replay. The community appropriately mourned.
Oh.
But while Furret's escalator walk livestream has ended, the videos that started the meme remain. So we can all just pretend that Furret is still walking and that BDSP never came out. For this next one, we're going...
A quick little thing before he moves on to the next meme. I think I know that 8-bit drummer I think still uses that as kind of like a background thing. I guess that rendition of the Accumulaton theme is like he uses that as kind of a background music when like doing some other stuff aside from doing his drumming covers and stuff, I guess. And it has the Furret walking animation displayed on the corner of his stream. So yeah.
Going farther back in time again. So far back that many of you had not even been born. In October of 2004, yep, over 20 years ago, a DeviantArt group was created intended to be a place for users to post Pokemon fan art.
Sorry.
The name of
DeviantArt existed for that long. My gosh.
the group was Mudkip Club. Some of you already know where this is going. The group was not limited to just art of the Mudkip line, but in early 2005, the owner of the community started inviting people to it by posting a specific phrase on other users' walls. This started number 10, so I heard you like Mudkips. What followed was a viral spread of the phrase, devolving into various levels of misspellings. But what was odd about this meme specifically is that the phrase itself was the meme, not any specific imagery other than the presence of Mudkip itself. People just said it everywhere, sometimes including a picture of Mudkip, sometimes not. But what really blows my mind about this meme is that search interest for it peaked in April of 2008. 3 years after it was initially said. That was because DeviantArt did an April Fool's prank, where they turned everyone's profile pictures into Mudkip. And then Know Your Meme even says that Mudkips with a Z took over as the primary spelling in 2009. 4 years later. The meme is long dead now, but not only was it one of the first Pokemon memes, it survived for several years. It has to be in this video for those reasons. Plus, the truth is, I do like Mudkips.
Haha!
Same,
It is I,
hype.
Grunty Boy, and
Real quick, I'm gonna interrupt Grunty Boy here. But yeah, I mean, Mudkip is a great starter, so why not like Mudkip? So yeah.
I do like Mudkips.
Haha! It is I, Grunty Boy, and Soldier!
Sir, yes, sir.
We need you on the front lines, because this video is sponsored by War Thunder!
I see.
Oh, hey, I love that game. But are you gonna yell at me for this entire...
War Thunder is the most comprehensive vehicle combat game ever made! Now available for free on PC, consoles, and mobile devices, in which you can control over 2,500 different military vehicles of 10 major nations from periods across history. Realistic graphics and sound effects will immerse you in the thrilling combat.
Yeah, it's a super awesome game. I especially love its attention to detail. Each vehicle has its components modeled individually, and thus each can be impacted differently. So it's a much deeper combat system than just simple health bars.
Did I give you permission to speak, soldier? Drop and give me 20.
What?
What?
No.
Soldier!
Okay, fine.
Join the global community of over 95 million players in thrilling PvP battles. And if you love military history, there is simply no better game. Play War Thunder now on PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and mobile by using the links in the description or pinned comment. For a limited time, new players and returning players who haven't played on PC or console in 6 months will get a massive bonus pack. Featuring multiple premium vehicles, the exclusive vehicle decorator Eagle of Valor, 100,000 Silver Lions, and 7 days of premium account.
Okay. Are you done bossing me around now?
Yep. I was just curious to see how you'd fare in the military.
I already know I do badly. I'm very sensitive.
Oh, yeah, correct. Good thing you did YouTube instead. Ta-ta!
Now try not to get...
Okay, yeah, kaganating. I don't know if I should say this or not, but a bit of a disclaimer, I suppose. This video right now, what you're watching me with me reacting to this, it's not sponsored by War Thunder there. It is one of the, yeah, sorry. Why am I like kind of forgetting already? Anyways, it's not sponsored by that, but the original video is. So just in case, I guess.
Dizzy as we shoot all the way up to a much more recent meme that's actually based on something not recent. Oh, now I'm getting dizzy. Lucario and the Mystery of Mew was a Pokemon movie that premiered in Japan in July of 2005 and in the USA in September of 2006. During this movie, the original Reggie trio appears and attacks.
Oh, I think I know this one. I think
weird, very distinct.
I think I know this one is the whatever.
Cries.
Yep.
I remember being shocked and entertained by these cries when I watched the movie as a kid, but this was no meme. Sure, some people made some jokes about it, but nothing iconic in nature happened until much later. Know Your Meme only discusses one specific part of this meme, which I'll get to later, so I had to do my own research. Therefore, I may not have the earliest instance of this meme, but I have the earliest that I could find. In May of 2020, Gator EX made a video discussing the Reggie trio, and this is its thumbnail. The thumbnail could have been changed later, but considering how much the creator memes about the cries from the movie in his video, especially Regirock, there's a strong chance this was the birth of number 9, Regirock. All of the Reggies have crazy cries in the movie, but Regirock's is by far the most popular. Since then, memes of all formats focusing on Regirock and its cry, written out as often with umlauts on the top of the U's, exploded. There were images, music, and a lot of short videos.
Interesting.
There's an entire TikTok account called Regirock Talk that has over 100,000 followers.
What is this profile picture? Okay.
And they post exclusively Regirock memes. But Regirock memes actually hit their peak in 2024, 4 years later, and this is what finally earned them a Know Your Meme page. However, it was for a very specific trend that has a name that I cannot fully say in this video. Because, while not all of you are children, some of you are. And I don't want your parents to get mad at me. So we are going to call this just Regirock with a handbag. In March of 2024, the previously mentioned Regirock Talk posted this video.
I scare men. I scare them away because this is me in my true form.
Regirock with a handbag.
This is me. Men cannot handle not being the
Regirock with a handbag.
I do not know how people come up with this.
The censored word.
After that, Regirock with a handbag surged in popularity on TikTok, with it edited into all kinds of other already famous videos.
Interesting.
I bet they won't have Wow, they have it! Motherfucking Regirock with a handbag.
It even made an appearance on Smosh.
Oh.
Next, a meme. What?
Yes! Yes!
Tommy. Oh, it's
Auntie Regirock with a
Oh,
handbag.
that one.
wow.
Okay.
But regardless of whether it has a handbag or not, Regirock and its ooing has definitely achieved iconic Pokemon meme status. This next meme involves a Pokemon that has confused fans since the very beginning. But things went beyond just simple amusement at a confusing Pokemon question, because the fandom created their own answers. Diglett is an iconic Gen 1 Pokemon since it doesn't make any sense. We never see what it looks like underneath the ground.
Yeah.
And this poses all kinds of silly questions. What does it look like down there? What if you let it out of its Pokeball in midair? What if the surrounding terrain isn't earthen? Like, I don't know, the floor of an airplane. I even made a video analyzing these very questions in my early days of Pokemon YouTube. But the questions themselves aren't really memes. The answers are. This is number 8, Diglett Underground. While some created more realistic depictions of what Diglett could look like underground, many more fans have made countless pieces of comedic art providing preposterous Diglett bodies. From buff muscle men to horrifying monsters to not even being creatures at all. And I know this meme has withstood the test of time because Catalyst Comics made this comic just last year. And Diglett answers have even come in the form of Among Us. We will never know what's under Diglett, but it sure is fun to guess. Our next meme came about a little over a decade ago, just before the launch of Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, because this meme is actually super specific to those games. On November 18th, 2014, IGN, the major gaming publication you've definitely heard of, reviewed Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire like they do most video games. Now, if you check the review page right now, it looks like this at the bottom. 7.8, good. This is not what it used to look like. When it was posted, the review looked like this. And if you look at the cons section on the bottom right, you'll notice the phrase, too much water. This review birthed meme number 7, 7.8 out of 10, too much water. And this meme is probably why IGN doesn't have the super summarized pros and cons at the end of their reviews anymore. Pokemon fans were immediately confused and upset that the game had been seemingly dinged so much simply for taking place in an environment with an ocean. According to Know Your Meme, the article was hit with over 5,800 comments in 24 hours, and the internet leaped on the opportunity to clown on IGN. Some pointed out other video games with water, and others pointed out the absurdity of criticizing water at all. Additionally, since Hoenn famously has the land versus sea theme, Team Magma versus Team Aqua, Groudon versus Kyogre, the environment was ripe for memes taking advantage of that perfect alignment, implying that IGN was actually Team Magma or even Groudon itself. IGN did kind of roll with the punches though, satirizing their own review with a tweet reviewing San Francisco, and also linking to a Vine, but I don't know what the Vine was.
Yeah.
Vine doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
As recently as 2020, Alana Pierce made a video explaining the Too Much Water review. She used to work for IGN, but not at the time of the review, nor her video. In her video, she elaborates that the reviewer was not critiquing the presence of water itself, but instead criticizing the excess of water-type wild Pokemon and opponent trainer Pokemon, leading to imbalances in their team compositions and having over-leveled electric and grass types. That is a solidly fair criticism of the Hoenn games. But when you boil it down to just too much water, you end up with a pretty iconic meme. This next meme originated from the 3DS era as well. Pokemon X and Y launched in October of 2013, and during the awards ceremony at the end of the main story, AZ's beloved Floet finally returns to him after leaving him due to his misdeeds millennia before. AZ drops to his knees, emotional, and text appears on screen that says the title of meme number 6, "It's been 3,000 years." And a meme was born. Iconic. About 2 months later. In December of
really?
2013, Reddit user Kyuya posted this GIF to the Pokemon subreddit celebrating the release of Pokemon Bank, finally allowing players to transfer Pokemon from their DS games into the new 3DS games. From that point on, AZ became a meme template. Anytime someone wanted to show that they've been waiting a long time for something, this was an easy way to slap in an image of that thing. Most of the time it's used, it's related to Pokemon, but the meme became so widespread that it's been used for things wholly unrelated to Pokemon, such as Leonardo DiCaprio getting his first Oscar. It's even been recreated in other franchises. Nice. This meme is almost 12 years old, yet it is still widely used today. If you Google image search, it's been 3,000 years. Meme. One of the top results is this meme talking about Legends ZA. Oh. It is a super flexible meme template, and therefore it could persist for, dare I say, 3,000 years. The next meme is messy. It's technically a controversy that spawned meme. It was the summer of 2019. Pokemon Sword and Shield had been announced and were coming out that November. In June at E3, may it rest in peace, a Nintendo Treehouse live event was showing off Sword and Shield gameplay. But then at the end, Junichi Masuda made a shocking announcement. Here is the translator explaining it in English.
And so what that means for Pokemon Sword and Shield is that players will be able to transfer their Pokemon from Pokemon Home only if they appear in the Galar region Pokedex.
And people lost their minds. The stream replay got overwhelmingly disliked. Social media erupted with outrage. Never before had there been a Pokemon game where you couldn't bring in all of your Pokemon from the previous generation. Except that's not true, because that happened between Gen 2 and Gen 3. It didn't take long for the controversy to form up under the umbrella of a hashtag, creating number 5, Bring Back National Dex. Also known as Dexit, which is a much better name, and what I'm gonna call it for the rest of the segment because it is so much easier to say. Since Masuda at one point mentioned the need to make high-quality animations...
the Dexit name thing. Yeah, it is a better name, easier name, but I feel like the other origin of that name, outside of the Pokédex thing, is also pretty controversial. I remember it being very, very controversial.
As being one of the reasons for Dexit, people began to pile onto the game footage of Sword and Shield, criticizing it for not having high-quality animations. But that was still really just the controversy part of it. There were a ton of memes made about the situation, which were still pretty angry, but they were funnier. This image in the style of an Obama campaign poster kind of became the representative emblem of the movement.
This was everywhere.
And the phrase, gotta catch some of them, was everywhere. Memes were made about Pokemon sneaking in, or straight up being killed off, and there were several just criticizing Game Freak or Sword and Shield in general. This was so big that I was even able to make a meme review video where Dexit was basically the entire focus. And what was the end result of all this controversy? Pokemon Sword and Shield became the second best-selling Pokemon games of all time until Scarlet and Violet passed them a few years later. The vast majority of people either got over it or never cared in the first place. If you didn't witness this era, good. It was an insane, toxic mess, and in my opinion, a massive overreaction, but it was all of Pokemon social media for most of that year.
It's mainly just the, I almost want to, I don't know if this is actually accurate, but it's just mainly the hardcore Pokemon fans that are really angry about this. I feel like most casual fans and even just people that are oh, just gonna be playing this, just thinking that it's neat, and probably don't really care at all about all of this stuff. So, yeah. At the end of the day, it's not gonna affect. It didn't affect the sales and such. So yeah, and majority of the people still like the game, enjoyed playing the game. So at the end, all of those complaints didn't really matter much.
And
I guess
iconic things are not necessarily good things. This next meme combines several aspects of previous ones. It's had a specific template, like Advice Oak, but it's also had more freedom than that, like Diglett Underground. The presence of the Pokemon itself can be a meme, like Regirock, but it also has a specific associated bit, like Too Much Water. This meme is number 4, Slowpoke. Slowpoke is, obviously, a very slow Pokemon and extremely recognizable for being so. The joke then becomes very straightforward. Slowpoke itself represents being slow, or more specifically, being late to something. On December 26, 2006, the day after Christmas, a 4chan user posted a picture of Slowpoke captioned Christmas hat. Slowpoke posts became popular there, but they soon spread beyond.
I think I know exactly this meme is exactly. Yeah, I think I actually know like someone, or I guess used to know from like Discord server I'm in. From like a community of like a streamer that I used to follow a lot. There's like someone that kind of role playing as Slowpoke, and all of their like kind of greetings are not on time, basically. So yeah.
The website, including into web comics such as this one, showing a person in a Slowpoke costume showing up for trick-or-treating, an entire month late, and also on a date that does not exist. The meme really took off in 2011 though, when Slowpoke got its own Advice Animals template. The format was simple. React to old news. That was probably the peak of Slowpoke's meme presence, but since then, anytime you need a mascot to make a joke about being late for something, Slowpoke is there. For example, in 2018, Know Your Meme celebrated the creation of the Slowpoke meme with this post. Personal story here, my girlfriend's email profile picture has been Slowpoke for over a decade. She changed it to that because she was self-admittedly terribly slow at replying to emails. If just the presence of the Pokemon itself, with no modifications, can communicate a joke, it's definitely an iconic meme. We have now reached the top 3, and I think it's fitting that this upper echelon should start with Pokemon's most famous Pokemon. In episode 10 of the Pokemon anime, Bulbasaur and the Hidden Village, the gang's attempts to catch Bulbasaur initially go poorly. At one point, Ash attempts to sleep powder Bulbasaur using Butterfree, but Bulbasaur somehow blows the powder back onto Butterfree, making it fall asleep instead. After this, it cuts to the gang's reactions and, oh, wait, it's gone already? My God, that was like 2 seconds. Rewind and there, pause. Zoom, enhance, there. That is number 3, Surprised Pikachu. I do not know how anyone spotted that, but Tumblr user Popoco somehow did and made this post in September 2018. And it's perfect. Somehow this silly Pikachu expression perfectly encapsulates surprise at something that should not surprise you. And this meme is quite unique for this video because from the start, it had absolutely nothing to do with Pokemon. Pikachu just happened to be who was making the face. It was a general audience meme from the start, which of course has a much higher ceiling. Popoco's initial post was a hit, and soon Surprised Pikachu was everywhere. It's a perfect meme format since you can write any scenario from day-to-day life or any fandom. It also works just as a reaction image. The tenor GIF keyboard is chock full of various forms of the picture, so most anyone can use it to reply to a friend's message. Who knows how many Surprised Pikachus are out there that were never posted publicly. Surprised Pikachu's popularity has mostly passed, but it was everywhere for more than a year. Even then, its status as a general reaction image makes it pretty timeless. This is the final meme focused on a specific Pokemon. The most powerful ever created. It's 2006 or 2007, depending on where you live. You start up your new file of Diamond or Pearl, games that introduced, not Arceus. No, don't be ridiculous. This is about number 2, Bidoof.
Oh.
Just Bidoof. Its mere existence is a meme, and it has been one for its entire existence. There are 2 pieces to the Bidoof meme. The first is its status as an HM user. Sinnoh requires a lot of HMs, and Bidoof is easy to get and learns a lot. so many people had one on their team for HM usage. Some of these memes focus on Bidoof simply knowing the HM moves, but others make jokes about using it as a sacrificial pawn in the Pokemon League.
I think everyone has done that.
But you know what's always kind of bothered me a little bit about these Bidoof memes? Bidoof is not a good HM user. It only gets cut and rock smash. Barrel is far better, getting cut, rock smash, surf, strength, waterfall, rock climb, and even whirlpool in Heart Gold Soul Silver. Yet Barrel is in a fraction of the memes. Justice for Barrel. But the second part of the Bidoof meme is the much more prominent one. Bidoof is a god. It is simply so funny to take this silly, derpy, and weak Pokemon and meme about it being unstoppable. The extremely popular fan game Pokemon Infinite Fusion even did its own version of this meme when you fuse two Bidoof together.
Whoa,
it doesn't make the Bidoof stronger, but it is fun. But to me, the most famous image of God Bidoof is this one. I vividly recall being in college and a friend of mine who knew nothing about Pokemon came up to me, showed me the picture, and she was genuinely worried that it was a real Pokemon. Many years later, I finally found the story behind this image on the Bidoof Is Your God Tumblr blog. On the project blog, That Splicing Adventure, Tumblr user Pokemaster Z2 made an especially complex and epic request, namely Bidoof combined with all known legendary Pokemon, before the revealing of the two from the upcoming Pokemon X and Y. The result of the single best request we've ever received, created by Splicer Bram, aka Oku Tank, subsequently created a minor sensation that spread into the wider internet. I couldn't find the exact date of the original God Bidoof Splice Sprite post, but the blog created because of it, its archive goes back to January 2013, which I think might be as far back as any Tumblr archive goes. Not sure on that. But anyways, it's older than that. Bidoof is so popular as a meme that in January 2022, it even got its own short animation from Pokemon called Bidoof's Big Stand, which spawned plenty of memes on its own. It is abundantly clear that Bidoof and its godhood will continue into eternity. And yet, I still didn't put it at number 1. This spot had to be reserved for something that enthralled the entire internet. And while it's not always discussed today, it is still regularly referenced. But before I reveal it, if you watch this far, please consider subscribing. You watched most of this video, you probably like what I do, and so I would appreciate it. On
February. Right here, I am subscribed to you.
February 12th, 2014, an anonymous Australian programmer quietly started a Twitch live stream of Pokemon Red. But there was a twist. Text inputs into the chat controlled the game. This was the start of number 1, Twitch Plays Pokemon. It started small, but as the journey continued, the audience grew rapidly. It caught the attention of various meme sites and social media, and even traditional media.
A lot of memes spawned from this as well, like the Lord Helix one.
Outlets like CNET, Ars Technica, and The Independent. According to Wikipedia, it reached an average concurrent viewership of 80,000 people, peaking at 121,000 viewers. The champion was finally defeated by the mob on March 1st, 2014, after streaming non-stop for weeks. And by the end, Twitch estimated that over 1 million people participated. I'm one of those people. And that it brought in 55 million views. This all happened in 2014, when the internet was significantly smaller. Countless memes sprung up from the event referencing specific things that happened during the playthrough. And
I don't even know if I had a Twitch account back then or something. Yeah, it completely, I knew about it, but I completely missed out on like the experience, I suppose.
Monarchy versus democracy, a debate between two different methods of how commands would be inputted into the game, the Team Rocket hideout maze, which the player was stuck in for over 2 days, and Bloody Sunday, when several Pokemon were released during a violent trip to the PC. Many team members, especially the Final 6, received identities from fans based on what they did in the game. such as Bird Jesus, the powerful Pidgeot, and the strongest battler for much of the playthrough. But by far the most iconic team member long-term was Lord Helix. Early in the playthrough, the random commands would often end up in the bag trying to use the Helix fossil, which of course would not do anything. This led to the lore that the player was consulting their god Helix for wisdom. Eventually, the mob actually revived the Ammonite and got it on the team. The final team that beat the league. To this day, saying praise Helix or referencing Lord Helix anytime a Helix fossil, Ammonite, or Amistar appears is very common. And that's why this is #1. Not only was this by far the biggest sensation of any meme we've discussed so far, but it's still brought up over a decade later. And this is a bias here, but of all these memes I've discussed, Twitch Plays Pokemon had the biggest impact on me personally. I was obsessed with it while it was going on, so much so that I would watch it in class, and I did not get as good of a grade in differential equations as I maybe could have. Twitch Plays Pokemon is also the reason I created my first Reddit account, and one of the few YouTube videos I made during my freshman year was wholly focused on it. It left a big mark on me and the internet as a whole. And that's why Twitch Plays Pokemon and Lord Helix is the most iconic Pokemon meme.
I think that, excuse me, I think the channel that did that is still around, although I think they're just doing some other things. I don't know, I haven't checked it in a while, but after that, I think there's a lot of like similar channels that did also that when like other games as well, and maybe Pokemon as well, in fact. So, yeah.
Thanks again to War Thunder for sponsoring this video.
That
Play
video,
for
not
free
this
now
one.
on PC,
That-
PlayStation, Xbox, and mobile by using my links in the pinned comment or video description. New and returning players that haven't played in 6 months on PC and console will receive a massive bonus pack including multiple premium vehicles and other goodies. Available for a limited time only. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see another one of my videos covering Pokemon internet culture, check out my video covering 12 famous Pokemon theories and analyzing them to see whether or not I think they're legit.
Hey, thank you for watching with me as well in this video. See you guys next time. Bye for now. It's a great video. Yeah.